What is up, y'all? It's your girl Cianna Renee, and I'm back at it again with another video, finishing off my first semester of college at the Real HU, period. So in today's video, as you can tell by the title and thumbnail, I'm going to be doing a semester recap slash truth about college video, my first semester at an HBCU. I know I didn't vlog a lot my first semester, and I'm honestly I'm kind of upset about it because, it's my first semester of college, but it was my first semester of college, which means I was stressed out and I was trying to figure out a way to multitask, if that makes sense. I'm hoping that spring semester, I heard spring semester is way better anyway, and I'm hoping that, I can get a lot more content out for you guys. I also am in a band, so my schedule was really jam-packed, especially during football season, because if you go to college or if you're at a school with a band, football season is where they really shine and stuff. But now that that is over, luckily we do perform during basketball season, but not as much. So yeah, we'll still have practices, but it probably won't take up as much time. But we're gonna get straight into this video and talk about my first semester at Hampton University. Let's talk about when I first got here. I got here during band camp, August 1st, and honestly, the first couple of days was not it. It wasn't given. It was not given. I was homesick, I'm not gonna lie. The same girl that was like,
oh, I'm gonna be going to college soon, I'm gonna be out this house, I'm gonna be worried about my parents, tell me what to do, I'm gonna be outside and stuff, I'm gonna be arguing with my mom all the time.
Because everyone, for some reason, literally right before, a couple weeks before college, everyone starts arguing with their parents. And I thought it was just me until I spoke to other people. They arguing with their parents too. Yes, so I was crying. I cried twice because I just missed home. I wasn't staying in my dorm that I'm staying in now, Twitchell, because the dorms were getting renovated. So during band camp up until the 21st, from August 1st to the 21st, we were in McGrew Towers, and that's known to be one of the worst dorms on campus. So yeah, but I mean, not if you make the most of it, but because it was temporary, I really didn't. And you would think oh, so was your roommate there? My roommate for band camp was never in her room. She stayed twice, but I was in there by myself, and I was kind of okay with that because I was still trying to figure out my routine for getting in the shower without her seeing me naked and stuff. I was trying to figure all that stuff out, and then also again I was crying, so it was I didn't want her seeing me cry. Okay, here's when I really got comfortable. It was one day during band camp. It was a couple days in. We got there was a time where they said we're all gonna be in a room and we're just gonna all get to know each other, join a circle, and spend some time with your fellow bandmates. So that's what we did. And that was the day I felt okay, I actually like it here. And I told my mom about that. I was on her FaceTime with her every single night as soon as I got back in my dorm. I really felt I had a group of people, or I really felt at home, not at home, but more comfortable, I guess you could say, when it was a social event. It was that Saturday, 2 Saturdays into band camp, and it was a game night thrown by the band organization Tau Beta Sigma. And then after that, me and 4 other people went to cookout at 12 a.m. and we ate, and then we went to somebody else's crib after, and we just ate over there. I would definitely say that's what kind of made me feel okay, I'm gonna be good here. Okay, now parties, let's just say I'm a party person when I go to parties. I thought I was a super party person, but I'm really not. Right before Thanksgiving break, I kind of was partied out, and I barely went to parties, and it was just I just didn't enjoy it. It's not that I didn't enjoy it, let me not say that. I enjoyed going to parties. It wasn't something where I was going out all the time. Now, especially towards the end of the semester, that's when I really started going out. But the beginning of the semester towards the middle, I really was not feeling parties. Well, no, the beginning of the semester I was feeling parties. The middle semester was where I wasn't really feeling parties like that. It was kind of just something I wasn't into. I was so focused on school and classes and making sure I was doing good. Midterms coming up, I really was not paying attention to parties for real. The parties were fun. A lot of them were fun. Some of them weren't. One thing I would say that I noticed about Hampton is that they don't really get down like that. There are gonna be parties. Hampton is not a party school. There are gonna be fun parties that you attend. I have videos and clips of parties, a ton of parties that I went to where I was super lit. But Hampton is also that school where it's not gonna be like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have those parties multiple times. You're gonna have those parties multiple times on campus, but there are definitely gonna be parties that you attend, or 12 to 2s, which is every Friday in the stew, that you attend, where it's not gonna be super duper lit. It's gonna be music playing, good music playing, and people are just gonna be standing there waiting for somebody to dance, and no one's gonna dance. So yeah, Hampton's full of a bunch of watchers, let's just say that. Some of the parties you will get lucky, they will be fun, but not all of them. Friendships, close people. I made a lot of good friends, close friends, people that I literally cannot imagine my life without now. And it's just like, it's so crazy because when I think about it, in July, I did not know these people. Even in the beginning of August, I barely knew these people. And now they're like my family, like we're like this. And it's just so crazy because it's like, I did not know y'all like a couple months ago. I swear by like the middle of band camp, I would say by like August 10th, August 12th, 15th, around that area, that's where they started to really be like family to me. And it was kind of crazy because again, I just met them, but then I started to realize, you know, you see somebody every single day for a long period of time, you get really close to them regardless of how long it is, you know. So we were there, like I would say by the end of August. I got there August 1st. By August 26th, I was pretty much cool with almost everyone. As much as I love my freshman class and as much as I love my freshman friends outside of band, there's just something about my band people, bro. Like, I always want to be around them. It's weird. It's weird. I was introduced to them when I got to college. You know, they were all I knew. So when the freshman class got here, I was already acquainted with the school. They were already the people that were showing me around, telling me everything. So I already had my group. I already had my people. I already had my friends. And yeah, my freshman class is still dope. It's still fun. I've had multiple occasions with my freshman friends that are not in the band. Now on to my classes. So I took 7 classes, I think. Criminal justice and history. Let's say criminal justice, I took it as my social science elective and it ended up not even counting. But now it's just used as a free elective. It really wasn't as interesting as I thought it was going to be. History kind of got interesting. I started to realize how interesting history can get. And I knew this like in high school, but it's just something I never really paid attention to. Like, history is like one big fat movie. And I honestly think that if they just took history and made it like a series that you watch throughout the school year, it'll be a way better class. Like, you just saw everything instead of just reading it and hearing the teacher speak about it. I don't know, I just feel like it'll be a way better class. But it was definitely an interesting class. Now, my university 101 class, which is a class that all freshmen have to take on campus, that class was unnecessary and dumb. I hated it. And if you're watching this, whoever implemented that class into Hampton University's schedule required for freshmen, you need jail time. My fitness walking class, honestly, it was a great way to start the day. I'm not even gonna lie. The teacher was easy. She was light work. It was my first class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which are my long days. It started at 9:30 and it was an hour and 15-minute class, but she always ended class early because who's walking around the track for an hour and 15 minutes? We walk around for like 25-30 minutes and she'll dismiss us. And I really messed with that. So it was a nice little way to start the day. You know, get a little walk-in fresh air before I have to go to my next class, which was humanities. And I'm not gonna lie, humanities, that class was boring. I hated that class with a passion, and I still do. And I have to take it. I have to take the second humanities course next semester. Now, math and English. Let me tell you something. Before, like, literally college, I loved math. And I was not a big fan of English. And it's so weird because math used to be my favorite subject. And don't get me wrong. You tell me to solve for X, I got you in under 5 minutes. I got you in under 2 minutes. But over time, math is just not it. Not it. And I understand why people looked at me crazy when I used to say my favorite subject was math. Because why is your favorite subject numbers? Like, be for real. But English though, let me tell y'all something. I've grown a really great love for English classes, and I'm glad I'm an English major because I'm an English major. Let me tell y'all my Hampton intro. I'm a first year film studies. Well, I'm a first year English major with an emphasis on film studies from Queens, New York, period. So yeah, my major is English. It's a focus that revolves around film studies. Or it's a film studies focus that revolves around like film classes and stuff, but my major is English because there's no film studies major at Hampton. So yeah, I'm going a very, very great love for English class. And yeah, so that's that. Now, things I've realized about myself while attending Hampton. I realized a lot about myself, and I realized things that I need to work on still. I've realized things about myself that I'm really great at. And all in all, there was a lot of self-realizations and self-reflections this semester, and I'm really glad because I can see the growth. And I already knew I was vulnerable, okay? Cianna knew she was vulnerable from the time she was a freshman in high school. I didn't know why I was vulnerable. And I feel like you have to understand why you are a certain way in order to fix it. I understood why when I got to college. There were certain experiences that I had to go through. I get attached easily because I feel like I need people to be happy, or I can't be alone. I do feel like as a human being, you do need social interaction. You do need people in your life. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Now, I felt like when I was alone, I was lonely when I could still have just as much company by myself, just as if I was with other people. And I definitely applied that to my life, and I started spending more time with myself and enjoying it. And that's something I really love, because I feel like had I not known that, I would have never tried to fix it. Like, I knew I was vulnerable, but I didn't know that I relied so much on other people for my happiness. And me knowing that and understanding that definitely helped, and I definitely applied that to my everyday life. I started spending time with myself, doing things for me. I started painting. I developed a really great hobby for painting. And then also, like, there would be times I would just sit in the cafe and eat by myself. Like, in college, eating by yourself is normal, and I would never do that in high school, but I thought I would never do it in college either, and that's literally one of my favorite things to do, is eat by myself. It's fun having people to sit with, and it's nice every once in a while. Sometimes I do want people to sit with, but honestly, I like sitting by myself, eating my food by myself in the cafe. Like, it's perfectly fine with me, and that's something I would not have been able to do at the beginning of the semester, and I feel like that just shows growth right there. Like, I've learned to enjoy being by myself, play my music in my ear. Even if I don't have music, just being by myself, I just think it's like the best thing ever. I also learned to open up a lot more to people. This is something that I struggle with and still struggle with, communication, and, you know, letting people know how I feel instead of just like brushing it off, which is kind of toxic. But yeah, so I've learned to really like communicate with people and let people know how I feel about certain things. Another thing I learned was that my confidence level has been eating the girlies up since I got to campus. Okay, like, first of all, look at me. Like, period. Like, I'm still working on it sometimes. You know, sometimes I do feel ugly, but we all have those days. In my style, I've been tapping into my femininity a little bit more. I have come to the conclusion that I'm not no Southern belle. You're not gonna see me in no skirt and no boots. Like, no, that's not me. But I pulled out a bodysuit, and see, I've never done that before. And like, I just feel like that has to do with my confidence. Like, I've been comfortable with my body a lot more and learning to wear things that I like, regardless of whether how anyone else feels about it, or learn to love my face regardless of what anybody feels about it. Period. Another thing I learned was about E9s and other organizations on campus, which I did not know existed. I personally thought it was just, you know, Divine Nine. But they have band organizations. They have organizations for literally anything. I've learned a lot about D9 and all these different organizations on campus, what they mean and what they stand for, and how important they are, especially to the people that's in them. Because before college, I'm telling you, I knew zero about any orgs on campus. Speaking of D9, we had an Alpha Week. The Alpha's Founders Week was super duper dope. We also had a Founders Week for the band organization. Those are really fun. The band organization one was super duper fun. They had a paint night, a paint and sip. They had like blue lemonade, which I thought was super cool. They had a music bingo. That was super fun. They had a talent show. There was other stuff. I also had a really fun time at the Alpha Founders Week as well. They had a Train Like an Alpha, which I thought was super duper immaculate. So basically, Train Like an Alpha is when all the dance organizations on campus train like an alpha. And so basically, the band put together a dance org so that they can be in training like an alpha, and I thought it was so cool. I'm gonna insert the video, but they had a Beyonce Coachella theme. If you're a creative mind, you know, if you're in the band, Beyonce Coachella HBCU band, what did they do? They brought out the marching force, period. Even like that day when they had all the D9s strolling, you saw the Deltas, you saw the Kappas, not all the D9s, but you did see Deltas, Kappas, AKAs, of course. You saw the Alphas up on the stage. Now, football games and basketball games. I didn't really get to see a lot of basketball games because that's spring semester, but the ones I went to so far, they were pretty cool. But the football games, where I'm from, the school that I went to, football games weren't that big. Homecoming and stuff, we didn't really have any of that, so I never really got to experience how that actually felt and looked like. When I tell you, first of all, being in the band is such a benefit, and like being able to actually be like on the track while watching the game and watching the band perform, such a great experience. It's so cool. And like seeing the band perform on the field and seeing them perform in the stands, seeing everyone shout and scream, especially at the HU versus HU game. That game right there had everybody on their toes. Hampton, they go against Howard, they not gonna support us all the time. When we come against Howard, everybody's gonna be at that game. First of all, it's the first game of the season, always HU versus HU, and it's just super dope seeing everybody there. They had posters that said like Howard is poor, the mecca of mold. Like, no offense if you go to Howard, but those were the posters that Hampton came through with, and it was super fun going against them. That was the first HBCU we played against, first college football team that we played against, and it was super fun. Now, travel games are super fun. Something I never really got to do in high school because there was no team, there was no band, marching band or nothing. Homecoming, I'm not gonna lie, Hampton did not snap this year. First of all, why did they fool us with the pink print album cover, having us think Nicki Minaj was gonna pull up, and we got Young Blue. Now, nothing against Young Blue, listen, boy got some great music, but you can't use the pink print album cover. Now, there was some parts of Homecoming that was lit, like the Oxcord Wars, that was lit. They had a music genre shuffler, and two people, or it was 2-on-2 or 1-on-1, and they got to choose a song with that theme, and whoever had the best song won. And that was super fun. Conceited from Wildin' Out was actually there, and that was shocking. Speaking of people that I've met, I've also met Jay Ellis from Insecure, which I've never seen before, but he's famous. And I also met Charlemagne the God, like the third day of band camp. He came to speak to us. That was dope. It was through Zoom, but he was still there live speaking to us. He saw my face. Yeah, and then we also saw Missy Elliott and Trey Songz. So that was a great experience. I'll put those clips in because that was fun. Meeting those people was fun, but back to Homecoming. Homecoming wasn't that lit, but it was still fun. It was a fun experience just to be a freshman and experience a homecoming for the first time. Last but not least, my bigs. Now, my bigs, basically bigs at Hampton, I'm pretty sure other schools have this too. I know Delaware State has it because my best friend goes there. Basically, your bigs are like your mentors, or like your big sisters, your big brothers, or like your parents at Hampton. And I have 4 that claim me because I'm just the best. Having those bigs around to help me and stuff, it was immaculate. Let's just say that. Like, I probably wouldn't have been able to get through the semester without them. I've had bigs that I use for like, not use, let me not say that. I have bigs that are there for me in terms of like, we have long talks, we done walked to my dorm and like, or just sat outside and just had long conversations about anything, about my life, about their life. I have bigs that take time out their day to literally like spend time with me and like their other littles and stuff, and we'll like, I remember one of my bigs, we watch Euphoria every Friday. That's super fun. And we'll go to Target or we'll like get Chipotle or something. Like, I don't know, it's just, they like my family for real. I love those. Like, along with all my other close friends, close-knit relationships I have in the band, my bigs are like my siblings, like my older siblings that have helped me navigate throughout Hampton University. And yeah, I really appreciate them because they make my life better here. And yeah, like I'm always at their crib, or I'm always outside talking with them, or we're always walking with each other, we're always going to parties with each other. Like, my bigs are my family, along with the rest of Hampton University, especially the band. The band will always have my heart. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my semester recap, how my first semester went. I realized a lot about myself, good things and things that I should need to be working on. No. I realized a lot about myself, things I need to be working on, and things that are good as well. I made a lot of close relationships that I cannot imagine my life without. I realized how much self-discipline you need in college to get through classes, because as much as I've talked about my social life and my self-realizations, I was still in school. And I feel like that right there was the kicker, is that like throughout all of this, I'm taking classes and, you know, working towards my bachelor's degree. Classes, I'm not gonna lie, college classes, I thought they were gonna be way harder than they were. Math, I'm gonna say, is as hard as I thought it was gonna be. But the other classes, like, they're not that bad. And like, I thought I was gonna be writing 10-page papers. The most pages I've ever written was a 5-page paper, and I knew like 2 months before, so it wasn't that bad. Yeah, I would definitely say college is a fun experience. If you have an opportunity to go to a HBCU or college in general, go for it, please. And I remember I wrote this on my Instagram like my first couple days at school during band camp, because I was just so shocked and so amazed by how many talented Black people I go to school with. Like, y'all could play the drums, y'all could play the saxophone, y'all could play tuba, y'all could play all these different instruments, y'all could twirl a flag, twirl a baton, dance, do all these different things, and still be smart and intelligent. And I feel like we're all just proving everybody wrong. Like, just attending an HBCU or attending a college in general as a Black African American, you're proving everybody wrong. College is a learning experience, and it's definitely fun. It was a fun experience. I'm saying it like I'm graduating. I love being surrounded by a bunch of talented, amazing Black people at Hampton University. And yeah, watch my other Hampton videos. One of these corners right here is going to pop up a playlist of my life at HBCU. Stay tuned for the other videos that are going to be added in there next semester, spring semester. I heard it's like the best semester. So hopefully we lit and we tea and we out this thing. Hashtag Hampton University, Big Onyx 13. Whoa, wrong one. Big Onyx 13, period, point blank. And I'll see you on my next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that post notification bell to be notified whenever I upload. And add me on all my social medias. The links to all of them will be in the description box below. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.